Hello there, my very good friends, and a warm welcome and good afternoon to you. On this video, no Scrooge McDuck, but we do have an update on the major return transforming WrestleMania.
I'm going to tell you the AEW star Tony Khan initially wasn't a fan of.
I'm going to tell you why Pac has disappeared again.
And another guy in New Japan's contract is up. I'm Adam Wilborn.
Hello.
Was that a sentence? I'm not sure. This is the news.
Oh, the way that was phrased. Another guy in New Japan's contract is up.
Hey, form a sentence out of that, and then that's what the story's going to be.
Let's kick this one off by talking about Becky Lynch. She is seemingly returning quite soon, and that impending... I'll just read the tweet. It's WrestleVotes. Nice short-form report. Sources confirm Becky Lynch's impending return will factor heavily into high-level WrestleMania plans as the road to Las Vegas begins. So that tells you that Becky Lynch is coming back very soon, and that tells you...
The road to Las Vegas.
I know, it's the strip, isn't it? You stay in every hotel along the way, and that's gonna be the theme.
God, I can't wait. Cannot bloody wait.
It's gonna be nice.
Nice in April.
Dwayne better be there. If Dwayne's not there, I'm gonna probably make a passive aggressive comment on a video about
bet
it.
all of our travel money on.
Yeah. Daily allowance on black, please. But yeah, that's how it works, isn't it? You just the little ball goes round. I know gambles. I can gamble.
I usually the first time I went to Las Vegas, I found the cheapest place you could gamble, so I could just drink for free, basically.
I don't know about gamble. I've always been more of a Proctor guy personally, but Becky Lynch, this tells you that she's coming back soon and that she's going to have a big role in the big match at WrestleMania. I wonder what that could be, because I feel like Liv Morgan's days as champion are kind of numbered.
Yeah,
I feel like there'll be a Rhea Ripley situation going on there, and a lot of people have speculated that maybe Rhea and Io Sky will be a WrestleMania match.
Ooh, I like that.
So that would tie up one title program, but you know what's going on in the other brand? Who knows? Maybe.
Yeah, you're right. I've assumed Becky's coming back for this Netflix, start for the year onto WrestleMania. Obviously, we all assumed that was the case from the moment that she didn't sign a new contract, but said, "I'll be coming back when you need me," basically. But I've not actually factored her into my fantasy booking for WrestleMania. Like you say, Rhea and Io, something around Bianca, Jade and Naomi, one would assume. Bayley maybe factored into that as well. You've got potentially, I don't know, Nia's champion right now, but I would assume maybe you get the cash in from Tiff before that, and that's how you get Tiff versus Charlotte Flair, maybe. Another person we're expecting to come back. But Becky, I don't know. I'm excited, though. Whatever they decide to do with her, it's going to be really intriguing. And I think she's one of the names. And she was alluded to, of course, in that brilliant CM Punk Seth Rollins back and forth recently. So you sort of get an inclination that she's going to be popping up very, very soon. And you're doing your Netflix show. They've already got huge things planned for Monday, of course. But if you want a big star on there, you can't think of anyone bigger really than Becky Lynch. So
no.
Let us know in the comments who you'd like to see her face, because I haven't thought about this.
Yeah, or even maybe they'll even save her for the Rumble. Who knows? Or maybe she'll. Whoa! Now
where she can reveal her opponent right now.
We can. Okay. So
that's Amanda's thing.
It is. I'm not picking up the bits of paper.
Okay.
You are picking these up afterwards.
Okay.
I'm just
going to pick it from here.
Pick whatever one comes out.
Oh, it's this one, Andy.
Ah, yes.
Becky Lynch at WrestleMania 41 will be facing...
Who'd you get?
I got Robert Stone.
Oh, probably
not. I love
not.
him from NXT,
Probably
but
not.
I don't think that's going to be the match.
Zoe Stark.
Raquel Rodriguez.
There we go. We've picked it. At least it was feasible matches.
Yes.
Apart from Bob Stone. Wow. Poor guy. Becky.
Maybe he could book it as Ava's assistant. Maybe Ava. She could wrestle Ava. The man versus The Rock's daughter.
She's so good.
Right, let's talk about the AEW star that Tony Khan hates. Nicholas Jackson was on Social Suplex's Tunnel Talk, basically talking about them bringing the best friends, but also their best friends, people they know from Chikara. Bryce Remsburg was mentioned, of course, as well as the likes of Chuck Taylor and stuff. But intriguingly, Nick also revealed a lot of those guys we specifically hired because of our Chikara days with them. I remember that Tony Khan wasn't very high on Orange Cassidy at first. We had to sell it on him for a little bit, and I remember Tony saying, "You guys were right." Yeah, he's kind of changed his tune somewhat now. Huge title reigns in AEW, multiple time challenger for the world title, possible world champion in the future, let's be perfectly honest. I'm very certain Tony Khan dressed as him at some point.
Yeah, very early as well. So if Tony wasn't keen on him at first, he very quickly changed his tune, didn't he?
I reckon he just saw him before, he'd not seen him wrestle for whatever reason, and he just thought, guy's being a bit lazy, just sort of lounging about.
Yeah.
Oh, it's his thing, I get it now.
I think there's a good chance that the Young Bucks are talking out of their asses here.
Usually they are.
Yeah, because Tony's a big wrestling geek. He knows for whatever you want to say about the man, and people are really brutal about Tony Khan online. He knows his wrestling. He's a proper nerd for this stuff, and he was a message board poster, and Mid-South Tony and all that stuff. But I find it hard to believe that he hadn't seen... I'd seen Orange Cassidy plenty of times. Yeah. If I'd seen him, Tony had probably seen him.
And it's not like they didn't really use him initially, and then they slowly sort of went, wait a second.
Yeah.
From the beginning, they were like... we like the cut of this guy's jib, let's use him, not necessarily in title stuff straight away, but in entertaining moments from arguably day one in AEW.
Yeah, and it was like they built to his match with Pac over a while.
Yeah.
So originally Orange was a bit more of a side character, but then he had that match and it was like, oh, okay. And that was by design. That was to show you how awesome he is.
Yeah.
So, it's not like you wouldn't book that match if you hated the guy.
Yeah.
It's just simple. But yeah, Orange has been a very important figure. His TNT title run was exquisite. I think he's had a harder year in terms of I don't get the impression that he's as over as he used to be.
No.
When he comes out, he isn't commanding those big reactions anymore. And I think that being the character who's really indifferent to everything is probably not the best to have in this Death Rider story, which needs a lot. Let's be honest at the moment. But I'm an Orange Cassidy defender through and through.
I like him. I always find him entertaining, and it's very interesting to see what happens to him in 2025, because he's kind of had his turn going for the world title. Like you say, he's had the long mid-card title reigns. I don't know what he's going to do this year, but I'm intrigued to see what it is. I always remember when... I feel like it was maybe Santana or Ortiz. Some people were brawling backstage and someone got thrown into a toilet door, and then it swung open and Orange Cassidy just stood in there.
Yeah, just hanging out.
Yeah, just chilling.
Hanging in the toilet.
But I think Tony Khan was a fan from before.
Yeah.
I don't think he needed to be sold too much on Orange Cassidy, but hey, it's a good story.
They've been speaking a bunch of rubbish lately, the Young Bucks.
Wrestling this weekend, of course.
Yes, they are. They're in Japan, which is, they're keels. Of course, they talk rubbish, but they did something about people were slagging people off for getting worked by their new slower working style, and it's aren't people supposed to get worked by that? Isn't that the goal? What's going on?
Do you think they're just basically saying stuff to fill time when they're in interviews, so people can't be like, when are you going to sort out these Death Riders that are ruining your promotion?
Yeah. And they're don't ask about CM Punk. Don't ask. It's probably best that nobody asks about that again.
Yeah. Let's leave that last year and years before.
Well, people are still stuck in 2022 with that stuff. There's still folk out there who base their entire online personality around hating CM Punk and the Young Bucks. You can't win. You can't win. I know. Everyone else clearly had. Well, maybe Punk.
A few people haven't.
Yeah. Hard to blame them. Anyway, let's talk instead about somebody nobody hates, and if you do hate him, you're weird.
Yeah.
Pac, where is he? He's in Newcastle. It's Christmas. But no, FIFO Select, if you're wondering why he hasn't been on the AEW programming for a couple of weeks, I think he was quite conspicuous by his absence this week, because it was if you're going to do Cope and FTR, rated FTR versus the Death Riders, surely you make that a trios title match, you throw Pac in there with Wheeler Yuta and Claudio, but instead it was Moxley who was in the match, and the rated FTR won that match, and they've got another trios match on Collision, which means they're probably going to get a title shot at some point. But if you're wondering where Pac was, Fightful Select reporting that he hasn't been in the US for recent shows. To me, right, this is 2 + 2 = 4. It has been Christmas and New Year. It's a family time. Pac lives in Newcastle upon Tyne, which is about 100 yards that way. Literally, he has probably just been here for Christmas. That's probably what it is.
Did they officially say he's in Europe, or did they say?
No, just said he hasn't been in the US.
I misread that, and I read that he was in Europe, and I like the fact of him doing just like the Eiffel Tower or whatever.
Yeah. He's got
just his trunks on.
He's gone to Germany, see the Bell Schnickel for Christmas. I love that episode of The Office. I almost said The Wire.
Basically same, isn't it?
Dwight Schrute, famous character from The Wire. Jeezy peeps.
Omar just looking down the camera.
yeah, carrying his shotgun into the Dunder Mifflin warehouse.
You're exactly right, though. It's Christmas, it's the festive period, and he's probably just said, "Do you really need me?"
Yeah, I'm going away.
I'm going back for a bit.
Yeah, I'm going to eat some turkey. Probably like.
He's so fat now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in terrible shape. Always. His Christmas dinner.
Do a sit up.
Yeah. Or at least take a protein shake. Come on, man. His Christmas dinner is probably the leanest thing ever.
Yeah.
Like turkey, no gravy, and Brussels sprouts.
Do you reckon he is any good at pretending to like a present that he's been given?
Absolutely not.
What's this crap?
Someone could give him £1 billion and he'd be like, "Oh, piss off, Nick.
Wait, if you so much bloody sellotape for
I'm
this.
sticking this up me pooch.
Why have you stuck the wrapping paper to the box? That's just stupid.
It's not
What's
even
got in your wrap presents?
It's not even being served in a bloody stutty, like.
I knew you were going to say stutty.
There's always a stutty in this blooming town.
I do remember, I've told this story a million times, I do remember one of the first weekends when I moved up to the northeast for this job, and I went out with Jack the Jobber in town, and we were just walking through the city centre, and we're like, that from the far away, that bloke looks like Neville. Oh, it is. So we probably walked past him on the way into work, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. I mean, some of the vignettes he was shooting for his AW Return after lockdown, he was like jogging along my morning commute.
I love seeing them. Yeah.
It was like,
I've been up them steps.
That's that bridge. I know that bridge.
But yeah, very excited to see him back. And we were just talking before we started recording about seeing a clip from him on X from like 2006 or something. He's been so talented for so long now. I hope he has a good 2025.
Me too.
But let's talk now about New Japan and another contract coming up. We talked about it yesterday, of course, with Gabe Kidd. And now Fightful Select Sean Rossat reporting that current IWGP Global Heavyweight Champion David Finlay is another name among the huge number of contracts coming up for New Japan very soon. Obviously been working as a major talent for the company, and as a result of that, sources within New Japan say they expect him to remain with the company, and New Japan has expressed interest in retaining him, leader of the War Dogs for over the last year, of course. It's just one of those administrative things, I think, more than let's play the game of chicken with contracts. They've just allowed it to get to this point, and many names, Gabe Kidd, as we mentioned yesterday, and David Finlay their contracts are up in the air, but I don't think either of them are going anywhere.
Yeah, I agree. It's contract season in Japan. It's the same every year. They always seem to expire around about the same time. I think he'll re-up. He has been a more important figure in New Japan over the past 2-3 years with the Bullet Club stuff, the War Dog stuff. He's wrestling Brody King on Wrestle Dynasty this weekend. I wonder if the dog bark will be over in Japan.
Oh, I'd love that.
I hope so. That'd be so fun. 20,000 people in this baseball stadium going, "Ho, ho, ho." But yeah, he's had a good run. He's developed into a really strong heel. He's been linked to a WWE in the past, and of course, like this family stuff. Finlay is there.
They love to fight.
Brogan Finlay is there as well. Under a completely different ring name. He'd no doubt if they put him in WWE, they'd be like, we don't need your family name. Your name is now Finlay Davids.
Yes.
Of the Davids Wrestling Dynasty or something.
Edgar, he could have been his brother with his orange sunglasses on.
He comes out wearing some goggles. Hey! Remember when he played for Barnet? That was weird.
That was a weird time.
That was a weird turn. It's like Fabrizio Ravanelli playing for Dundee.
Don't say that man's name in my presence. I hate him.
You're not a Fabrizio Ravanelli guy.
I mean, that little twat Janino can piss off. Sorry, that's 1997.
Janino was a twat. He played for Celtic as well. God.
It's more David Ellery, but we haven't got time to talk about that. It's Chesterfield FA Cup 1997.
Now there's a twat.
Yes.
Wow.
Which 90s footballers do you hate? Let us know in the comments.
Ian Ormondroyd.
So the comments are either going to be people they want to see Becky Lynch face or random 90s footballers you despise.
People shooting on Chris Featherstone and Nikki Summerby. Like,
damn you, Rule Fox!
Julian Joachim!
Oh,
Curses.
what a player.
Scott Sellers. There you go. Dudes can just sit around and name.
Yeah, we can.
David Weatherall.
He scored the goal that kept Bradford up, didn't he?
He did, yeah. He did. Lucas Radaby.
Oh.
Tony Yeboah, Rod Wallace. Rod Wallace is a bastard. He's a bad man. He kicked Jim Leighton's teeth out and we lost the cup final.
Harry Kewell.
Harry Kewell. Michael Bridges.
Michael Bridges!
He's from around here, isn't he?
Yeah.
Hey.
That's good. They named him after all the things over the river.
None of them work at the moment either. It sucks.
Anyway, Darren Anderton. Any other names you want to
Hamilton Rickard. Brian Dean, of course. Peter Keane.
Yeah.
David Kelly. Kelly.
Kelly. This is the morning news. If you want to watch it.
See you later.
Bye.
Talk about Tim Flowers down below. Go for it. Nigel Pepper.